Give me some Ingram. It's the coach. This is the 2019 season on EA Sports. Coming up, running back Mark Ingram, fresh off a big performance a weekend ago, as it'll be the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Baltimore Ravens. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. Here's the scene a short time ago. The Ravens introduced to this sellout crowd, and through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with the Arizona Cardinals. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. And this is a game where the defenses, they need to be on their toes because you've got quarterbacks here, yes, that can throw the football, but they can also run it very well too.
Mobile quarterbacks. Remember, for the longest time, they used to tell the quarterbacks, stay in the pocket. We don't want you outside of it at all. Nowadays, that mobility, truly an asset, and people are game planning for it. As a scout told me recently, we are actually working with what the colleges are giving us nowadays.
So Lamar Jackson, in his second season, the Heisman Trophy winner of 2016, leading the Ravens onto the field. Get started.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Jackson always a threat to run. He's got the first down. He was the NFL's leading
grade sheets. He's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a first down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Cardinals have got it. Going the other way. Past the 20. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week. He's smiling.
It's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? You might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
It's a 45-yard punt.
And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Here's Jackson to throw. Flush to his right. He may try and run for this. He'll wind up.
Leg. Doesn't look like they're putting anything extra, even when they're kicking it for 60-plus.
On second and 11 now. Murray, he gets it into the hands of...
Is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Remember, that was less than a yard. That was not a full yard. That defense, they were from a week ago. 20 carries, 105 yards.
Well, they set a nice tone in week one. He's among the leading rushers in the league. I think that they continue to feed him the football and continue to establish the running game.
And passing there, you're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
Now it's Jackson. It's caught, and there's the first NFL catch. Terrell Suggs in on the tackle.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Willie Snead.
Department, college scouts, all came together. They evaluated it very well and got a nice payoff.
Throwing is Murray on third down. And he's got Fitzgerald. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. This defense, tough to run against. And those linebackers, they'll go side to side up the field, and there they get them for no gain.
If you can't get linemen.
9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the big.
Looking for Fitzgerald, and it's intercepted.
They react very quickly to the thrown football. Let's not quibble about the game there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
He's for that patience here now. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Murray going to throw. Looking for Fitzgerald, and it's intercepted. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. From the gun, Jackson. They'll roll him out right. He can run for it, and he will. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Nice little gain. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 1. To the end zone.
Really, really difficult. We're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground. This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
It seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to field goal unit. This to equal Matt Prater's record. It's a 64-yard attempt. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. For Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll start out with a rematch of Super Bowl 40 in Detroit. Seattle looking to get revenge as they travel to Heinz Field to take on Pittsburgh. And it's the Seahawks who have the lead in that one. 2 touchdown passes there for Russell Wilson. Next, we'll head over to check on the Giants at home at MetLife Stadium. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Buffalo Bills. 2 touchdown passes there for Eli. Lastly, let's head to Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. See what's happening with the Bengals. And they trail in that one as it's the visiting 49ers.
Start this 3rd quarter. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it?
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Now that was a beautiful play. A pick 6. How would you feel like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. And Johnson lost the football. It's loose, poked out, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard.
And even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Now Jackson. And this is going to be intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And he is all. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number.
Why they've struggled so far? They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
That was scrimmage. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter. Yeah, the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly.
Now the ball comes loose, and it's picked up by the Ravens. It still leaves them with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate.
And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. The Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no.
He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, He hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that?
In the line.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that.
Defense can sit back in a zone like that. It tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And it's picked up by the Ravens.
And I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over. But that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It was a two-possession game. It is a two-possession game at this stage in the fourth down to adjust and account for that.
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you. You need your word, and I just kept using it.
Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
To throw is Murray. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked up. 2-yard gain.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
They need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
And he finally goes 51 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk.
So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing again on second down. Murray. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything. They'll try to run for the first with Ingram. He is. Murray, one final try. He's going to let it fly. He's got a man. 3-yard line. Well, as always, partner, an extreme pleasure to share a booth with you. I have to say, I am impressed at your discipline because you came here and you said you were not going to eat any of the media buffet. You made it to the end. You didn't consume a single calorie.
I appreciate that. What you missed is me going to the concession stand outside of your eyesight and getting it done that way. Look, I mean, they were serving the good stuff. I had to do it.
Oh, man, but you're svelte, in good shape, but you cheated a little bit. We'll let it slide.
I appreciate that. Always a pleasure to work with you.
So for Baltimore, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, they'll fall to 1-1, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves.